Welcome to After Hours, Hoodoo House's adult sex talk show where we come to bring you some of that sweet southern spice to add to your dry digital world. Today, we are talking about positive sex influencers. So jump into After Hours as we share some juicy goodness with you. Welcome to After Hours. I'm your host, Greg Williams Jr. And guess what, people? We've all been on Twitter and have scrolled and have paused for quite a little minute just to enjoy people that are willing to just share their all with us. Well, today we're going to talk about those great people, sex positive influencers that have taken over social media and have learned to kind of take the porn industry all on their own. So today I have two special guests in the house with me. I have Vaughn and I have Rello, two of the best sex positive social influencers you will ever meet. And I'm going to just ask them a bunch of questions for those of you that might be interested in it, and for those of us who just enjoy and want to celebrate it. How you doing today?
Good. I'm doing good.
Good.
How about yourself?
I am fantastic. So I earlier today enjoyed some Twitter porn and have always wondered what it takes to make that happen. So thank y'all for sharing this information with us today.
Of course.
My first question, as I make them as uncomfortable as possible, really quickly, what inspired you to start providing juicy naked goodness for the world, and how did you get into it? And then just to release it on social media.
I'll take this one first. So, I first started, I was on the gay Twitter porn or whatever. I see people showing their bodies, doing this, jerking off, whatever they want for, making money off of it. I'm like, I look at myself in the mirror every day. I'm like, I feel like I'm a confident as, person. So I feel like, why can't I be doing that?
Nice.
So one day, I just did it. I didn't care what people thought of me, So I just took it in my own hands, got into it, and made my first video, and the rest is history. So
I have some questions. I'm gonna come back, but okay, Vaughn, you.
Yeah, kind of the same. So, like he said, I look in the mirror every day. I'm kind of confident, and I feel like I'm sexy now. So why not, sell it? I don't want to look back when I'm like 50 years old and be like, damn, I could have, I really could have, I was hot.
Right.
Why not, network off it?
So for both of y'all, was it a desire to? Okay, I'm gonna go there. Is it a desire to get validation that you're sexy from other people, or is it I love myself and I want to share myself uninhibited with the world?
Well, you have to love yourself, for sure, before you even want other people loving you, looking good. So, of course, I felt like, I was in the gym, I look good, I feel sexy, so I'm like, let me show these other people what I look like and make some money off of it, So, of course, the compliments and everything is all good, but at the end of the day, you love yourself first, for sure.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, you gotta know yourself, and, you gotta just, what's the word? Be great at it, too, so you can't really come in the game, with the mindset of it's not good enough or I'm not,
Yeah.
So,
Got you.
because there's a lot of eyes on Twitter, so you got a lot of judgment.
So I do have a question. I think this is something everybody wants to know. Is it profitable to be a sex influencer?
Absolutely.
Most definitely.
100%.
Hell yes.
It's a job, at the end of the day, you're an entrepreneur. You work for yourself, make your own content, and it's definitely profitable.
Okay.
Set your own prices, do this. It's a lot to get into it, but it's definitely most part profitable for sure.
Y'all should actually do a workshop that could teach people, because there's so many people I know that want to do that. But before I keep rambling, what about you?
Yeah, I think the most important really thing is networking and promoting yourself. Because you could be sexy. They got people, look better than, a lot of us, and still at the bottom of the barrel due to they don't know how to network and just control Twitter and stuff like that. So you really just got to network, I think.
Some of y'all are Twitter duds.
Yeah.
Just naked bodies. Just saying, look at me, but there's nothing about it.
You got to know when to post.
Network, consistency, for sure. That's the number one thing.
Yeah.
Consistency. So, okay, Let's get into some craziness. What is the strangest or freakiest thing that you have done on film?
Oh, that I've done on film. I've had some crazy requests, but to me, I don't do the crazy requests. So the craziest thing
I'm gonna stop sending you those. I'm so sorry. You blocked me twice. I thank you for coming on the show. I'm really gonna stop sending you those requests, but I'm missing it tomorrow. Anyway,
I have to say probably just not really crazy. I do it every day, but honestly, probably nut on my feet. Send it to someone that wanted a custom video. Yeah.
I dig that.
Mm.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, that's a different yum. I've never heard of Nutfoot.
People have crazy.
We have a new category of porn to add, people. Nutfoot. So we're gonna make it southern. Nutfoot. What about you?
I had a request to put my penis in the toilet water. Like they wanted to hang in the toilet water.
I did not send that request. That was somebody else.
You do it? $150.
Hell yeah.
I did, indeed.
That's the water bill and then some. Fuck that toilet water.
Flush the toilet and it wasn't, dirty.
Whatever's in there came
water.
out of you already, so it already touched you. So what the hell is touching it again?
But yeah, they just wanted to see a ding in them.
Yeah.
Is it that big, I guess?
Whoever that is, you know what? I will applaud you for saying I'm gonna pay the value of this nasty shit that you stuff. They want me to stop cursing. But the fact that you did that, I respect that, yum. But you may just want to reconsider or try some different ones. Anyway, okay, what are the requirements? Like if you had to say, we have the school for sex influencers, what are the requirements for somebody that wants to get into this business?
Ooh, for one, you gotta have the mentality to shut the outside world out, because you're gonna get a whole bunch of negative people just down talking you, saying why you doing this. People look at you crazy because you considered a porn star, but I mean who cares? You gotta have that who cares mentality.
Yeah.
And besides that, you gotta remain confident and just like I keep saying this over and over again, consistency for sure. You have to be consistent with this.
And I think I like that you say it is a job. I think a lot of people have this idea that anybody could do this. No, you are constantly having to perfect your craft and put it out there, right? So what is the list that you have to do this?
You have to be confident. I think you have to be sexy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, honestly, no, because beauty is really in the eye of the beholder. So it's
right.
They have all types of things in Twitter. So it's just like you're somebody's type. So I can't really say that. So I take that back. You really just have to do it.
Yeah.
Anybody can do it, but it's not for the weak.
And I love what you said, because there really is somebody out there for everybody.
Right.
So I don't want anyone to feel like I can't be one because I'm not this, that. But I do think you have to be able to sell sexy. And you have to be able to sell fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
So
everybody ain't got that though.
Everybody don't have that. That is a gift, and I think that's what makes what you
gotta have
art.
sex appeal too.
Right. Hell yeah.
Make people want to,
And you can't just sit there like a brick.
Right.
Nobody's paying $150 for that. How do you find collaborators to? Well, first let me say, do y'all do solo work or is it collaboration sometime? And if it is collaboration, how do you find somebody who's willing to take that ride with you?
Well, I'm a solo content creator. Thought about branching out to collabing and all that, but I'm gonna stick solo, so it's kind of hard for me to answer this question.
Will be taking bookings. If you subscribe to Hoodoo House, you will be in a raffle to possibly be in his very first collaboration video sponsored by Hoodoo House Media. Continue.
I started off solo, and then once I kind of I reached the goal, I was like, okay, when I get 75K on Twitter, I collab. Well, but I just started off a little bit getting oral videos like that, but I have no penetration videos. So I'm gonna wait until, but I do collab, and they just DM me, or you can network, around or whatever, and then you kind of build a friendship first.
Can I ask you both a question? What's stopping you from having sex with somebody else on your profile or your platforms?
It costs more to keep them on that fantasy.
Got you.
They gonna forever want him to collab, so they gonna keep on. They gonna forever want me to.
Once you break,
Yeah.
it's kind of like, oh, he collaborated.
It's like, oh,
I don't want it
get
anymore.
that.
Yeah.
You know, I never thought about that. It really is. Because I have a friend who's a stripper, and he says the trick to being a good stripper is you have to get them. So it's fantasy, and you've got to sell them everything, but you cannot give them yourself in the reality. So there's a stopping point, and I get that.
It gotta be.
You have to be.
If not, they got you.
For sure.
That's it.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that's what, once they have
You're
that, then
regular.
they don't want it anymore.
You're
That's
regular.
on to the next show.
On
Come
to the
on.
next.
You know, and I applaud y'all. That is actually some damn good. They told me to stop cursing so much, y'all. I'm sorry. But that is some damn good marketing advice. You know, it's like sell the product. Like Coke. Yeah, it has a lot of stuff, but you don't want one Coke can that's going to kill you with diabetes. You got to spread that shit out. Stuff. All right. Okay. This is a good question. How do people see you for your brand image as only being a sex influencer, and how does that affect y'all dating life?
I mean, with us being on Twitter, we have this facade that we're porn stars. We want anything, fuck anything, have sex with anything that's walking, or whatever, so people, when they come into our DMs, it's like, hey, I want to fly you out, I want to link, I want to have sex with you, I want to do this and this. They don't realize that we're people,
Right.
We don't want to, just have sex and, I guess for everyone, but live your own, live alone your life. You want to date and everything, but
I'm a real person.
Real person, right? So, we have feelings and everything too. People don't realize that. So, it's kind of hard, but, luckily for some people, including myself, you can find the right one, you know what I'm saying? So,
Come through.
yeah, it's cool.
I dig love.
Yeah.
So is it as
Yeah,
hard?
I think, and then a lot of people like misinterpret you. Like they think you're this, and then you're really not. Like you're really a sweet person, and then they just really. And then it's just like you got people that know your body already. So it's just like, what are you after? Because you seen it. So now it's just like versus somebody meeting you regular at a coffee shop or something like that. Versus Twitter, just like, you gotta really just be like, you know what it is. It's really just gonna all be about sex, to be honest.
And you know what I really hate? I hate it when people are like, oh, that's that Twitter person. I'm like, as much sex as you have in your phone that has been shared and this and that, why not monetize it if you're willing to do that? I tried, the people just didn't want to see it. I'm sorry. It gave you what I had. But no, I applaud y'all for willing to take this and get rid of even management, studio, all of that stuff, and actually take ownership of your bodies and be able to really share with the world the way you want to share it with the world.
Right.
Shoot. Next question. What do you have to say to folks who say, leading into this, why should I have to pay for sex? I can get sex everywhere. Why should I pay you for doing this?
But to begin with, you don't have to.
Come through.
You don't have to at all, and you choose to. I just feel like we're, like we said, you gotta be sexy to do this thing.
Right.
So not everyone is sexy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I feel like we're, top tier, we put our bodies out there, making content, so I feel like we shouldn't be doing this stuff for free, selling our bodies for free, so.
Gotcha. So basically, I don't even have to prove it to you. If you want it, you buy it.
In a way,
I dig that.
Real talk.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Same thing he said, you might as well make money off it.
Yeah, if you want a steak, you can go to Applebee's.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want a steak, you're going to go to
Thanks. Ruth
Chris from the Grim Steakhouse, Texas Day, Brazil. I'm hungry.
Sullivan's.
Ooh. Anyway, so this is a good question. Let's actually talk about healthcare. So, but y'all both are solo artists, but how do you feel about porn stars, sex influencers? Should there be, there's a lot of raw material out now. And do you think that's promoting unsafe sex, or do you think you're saying this is actually what sex is?
Never promote unsafe sex. Health first. Take care of yourself, for sure. You're having sex with human beings as a job, as a career. You need to make sure you're up to date, get tested frequently, you know, take care of yourself for real. You know, everything going around, monkeypox, COVID. I mean, come on, man. Like, just
Monkeypox.
take care of yourself. It's not. It's a priority. It is a priority.
Right.
Yeah.
It is a priority because you never know, you know, what that content creator, you know, came across before you or whatever like that. So you try to keep it at a minimum.
Yeah.
That way you know who to, you know, backfire to. Like,
or at least have those conversations. 'Cause at the end of the day, you are your product.
Right. And if you mess this up, then I can't sell no more. So you really have to be safe about that. You know, you can't mess my money up.
Monkeypox porn will not sell.
Yeah. You messing up my money.
It won't. That could actually ruin your Twitter. Or amplify it. Who knows? So, do you consider yourself a sex worker of any kind?
I kind of like we have to. Sex worker, you know, you sell yourself for other people's pleasure, you know. It doesn't have to be physical, but virtual is, you know, kind of what we...
No, I totally get that. I mean, you have people who create songs and sell it virtually. You have people that sell themselves in different ways. Dance, this, that, art. So, I get it.
You're essentially selling your body for cash, money, making a profit. So, you consider it a sex worker.
It's legal in Nevada. Come on. It should be legal in New Orleans. As much money as we can make.
Yeah, and I really don't think it's easy to be a sex worker because you ugly to somebody. You know what I'm saying? Right. So you really got a lot of, you know, and even sometimes you may find yourself, you know, not up to par. So it's just like I just really feel like, yeah, I would consider myself a sex worker though, but it's not as easy as I would call it, I think.
No, I don't think it's degrading at all. I think it is a job.
Yeah.
Okay, I have one last question before we enter my favorite round, the rapid round. What, if you could like see yourself a year from now, where do you want this to take you? How do you see the success?
A year from now, the success, I want it to be, you know, obviously amplified from where I am now. You know, with money, income, audience, you know, interactions on Twitter. And I do this as a sex content creator, but I wanted to branch off to other sources of, you know, not only income, but, you know, social media influencer and modeling and all that. So I mean, this is basically just a starting point. I want to branch out eventually. That's my goal.
I dig that.
Yeah.
What was the question?
Where do you see yourself in a year? Like the first day of school. Where do you see yourself when you're
okay. I really just want to be to a point to where in a year to where I could be taking care of my mom and me and still be able to just live life. You know what I'm saying? All still while doing that because I really do kind of like sex work. You know what I'm saying? So it's not just like a phase for me. It's more like a when I'm done, I'm probably just done. But I do enjoy, you know, doing what I do. So if I'm making money off it really don't feel like a job. But it is a job networking on Twitter and stuff. But I feel like once you get to a point, it can network itself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
hosting it all. And go back to your, you know, go.
Yeah.
I love it.
But for now, it's a job. So.
Well, shoot. I mean, thank y'all, for being here, because this has actually enlightened me. And I realize that it actually is a lot of work to do this. And people think it's easy. It's not. So thank y'all for the many nuts that I've had. And I want to thank y'all for the abundance of lube that we have all purchased and enjoyed with you all. So thank you for being here. So now I have this thing I do, and not that you're not uncomfortable enough now, but there's this thing I call rapid round or rapid fire round because they're going to put fire all around us. It's actually really cool. You have no time to think about an answer at all. So I'm just going to ask the question. I don't care who answers it first. But if you don't want to answer it, you just got to take a big gulp of this tea that we're giving everyone. First question. How big is it?
8.
9. Or 8.5.
Come on. You better. Okay. Most money you've made in a day as a sex influencer?
480, 500.
13, 14.
Okay, so I'm starting a sex influencer company. Y'all, can you put my little profile down here too? Sexy Red VR.
13, 14, yeah.
I will stick my dick in banana pudding. I don't care. Please pay me. All right, your favorite sex influencer other than yourself?
Him.
We
from the same city.
Shit.
You've not seen mine yet, which comes tomorrow. But
I can't name mine.
go. You gotta take a go. If not,
Star.
Come on. Okay, what would you be if you had to give? Oh look, I just.
Wow.
Okay, what would you do if you had to give me a sex like influencer porn star name? What would it be?
Sexy Red. That's basic though. So
I just said sexy red.
Playboy.
Playboy. Look with the I or do I get a Y?
Why?
Why?
Okay, I get a Y.
Keep it Playboy.
I'm gonna
with a
work
mask
it
on or something.
Yeah, why for sure.
Mm-hmm.
You like a why? Yeah.
Is sex best for you in a group or a one-on-one situation?
One-on-one situation. So. Leah said.
I like both, but one-on-one. Damn.
Hell to the okay. Last one. What celebrity would you love to collaborate with? Anybody?
Sex-wise, it gotta be sex.
Gotta be sex.
Claremont twins.
Beyonce.
Come through. Oh, you went to the. Come on.
She's classified as the most beautiful woman on earth.
I'm gonna try to get them for y'all, but I ain't got no Beyonce money. All right, everyone. Please, I want to thank so much Vaughn and Rello for being at the Hoodoo House with me today for After Hours. Please go out and actually spend some money and subscribe and support somebody that gives you so much love and so much free time and just so much nut. So I want you to go out and support them, but we will be back next week with another After Hours. I don't know what we're going to talk about, but it's going to be something crazy. I'm your host, Greg Williams Jr. Thank you and good night.
I ain't shaking it for you, I'm shaking it for me. When I look back at it, I'm the only one I see. Shaking it for you, I'm shaking it for me. Bounce that big booty, yeah. Bounce it all around, shake it up, break it down, yeah. Bounce it all around, let your knees touch the ground, yeah. Bounce it all around, shake it up, break it down, yeah. Bounce it all around, let your knees touch the ground. I'm in the mirror, ooh, I keep getting thick. Grab a pen and tell him that it ain't no trick. Write it down, he could double when he poking in them sweats. Doing squats till I catch 'em all like a man.